Hello, my name is Mark Hundley, and this is Live at 5. And I so appreciate you sharing and joining in with me at this time. Even if you join in late, that's fine. I appreciate those of you who can do the live, and I appreciate those of you who check in later and visit with me. And I look forward to this time. This is a fun time for me. Today, I'm going to visit with you a little bit about something called, and I'm going to adjust the sound here just a second, about moving on. Moving on. As a high school counselor and as a therapist, I often work with people who have experienced challenge or disappointment or struggle, maybe loss in some particular way, maybe multiple losses. And very often the messages that they receive from others around them is that, it's just really time to move on. It's time to forget this. It's time to get over it. It's time to move on and just go forward. And in therapy or in conversations with clients or students, they would come along and they would say, I'm just having a hard time. I'm just having a hard time moving on. And so I would ask questions. So what's hard about it? Well, they would answer, I feel like I'm being asked to pretend that everything that's happened didn't mean anything, that all the people who were in my life are meaningless, that I'm being asked to let go of things that I either don't want to or can't. And so I remember the very first time in a therapy session that I presented a question that had been on my mind because I was struggling with this as well. And the question was this: what if we could change one word, just one word of that phrase, and create something different, give a different scenario, give you a different blueprint for going on from this point? How would that be? And they were intrigued. And so they said, well, Mr. Hundley, what is it? What is the one word? And I said, well, we're going to keep moving, but instead of moving on, we're going to say moving forward. And when I said moving forward and then asked a question, how do you feel about that phrase? Almost every time I asked that, the client or the student would say, well, I like that. I like that better. And I would ask the next question: how come? What about that phrase appeals to you? And they taught me something. See, I learn from my students and my clients all the time. They teach me things about resilience and about grit and determination and compassion and love and care that I never could learn on my own. So I'm always listening to those clients. And they said, well, moving forward kind of lets me know that I have some options. I have some choices. I can actually sit down and start filtering through the things in my life, letting go of the things that have no use any longer, that have that they're worn out, ideas and thoughts and action behaviors and habits that have worn out for them. And they said it lets me start asking myself some questions about where I want to go and what I want to do and how I want to get there and what's worked in the past and what hasn't. It gives me a chance to filter through, unpack my bags, and then repack them with strategies and ideas and feelings and determinations that work for me. And so from those initial conversations, I began to say, okay, we're going to be focusing on moving on. What's it going to take for you to not move on, to move forward? What's it going to take for you to move forward in a positive, purposeful, peaceful way that allows you to use all of the lessons you've learned and tap all of the information you've gained through your life? And so I have adopted that for myself, and I've adopted that in working with others. Moving forward gives us the option, gives us the choice to filter through all of those things that we've experienced, pick the things that we think are going to be most useful for us down the road, pack them in our bag, and move forward. It doesn't mean we have to forget anything, leave anything behind that's purposeful or meaningful. It just means that we have had the choice to pack our bags for ourselves. So, as you think about what's going on in your life, if you have difficulty letting go of some things, some people, some situations that are dragging you down, perhaps shifting to the moving forward would be the thing that would help you the most. I know it's helped me, and I've learned that from my clients. Tomorrow, I have one little, maybe an enticement. I'm going to introduce you to two people, or two entities, I should say, who have had an amazing influence on my life. a little stuffed horse, and a little stuffed rabbit. And I want to begin their story tomorrow. So tomorrow, please join me for Live at 5. But in the meantime, I'm going to encourage you to focus on moving forward. It works. Peace.